Pets offer companionship, emotional support, and often play a crucial role in our lives. In literature, pets often serve as symbolic companions, representing transition from childhood or the value of loyalty, and protecting the vulnerable. In Final Fantasy, pets can even help in combat. My name is Drew Kreisman. I am one half of the Final Fantasy Weekly podcast, and here are my picks for the top 10 pets of Final Fantasy. First, some honorable mentions. Saving kittens has become a popular shorthand in pop culture. It's a way to show that our heroes are looking out for the little guys. Wedge's cats in the slums, Noctis feeding the stray, twice, Chrono's cat following him around, and then later Magus's cat doing the same. These are all excellent examples of a perfect way to use our furry friends to make us care. Maybe if Cypher had been kinder to the stray dog, our opinion of him would be different. Also, does Umaro count? Is Umaro Mog's pet, or sort of a little brother? Little brothers are like pets, right? Wait a minute, who wrote this part of the script? Here is your spoiler warning. The spoilers in this video are pretty light and typically mid-game, but they can cover the essential arc of the pets that we're talking about. So if you haven't played that particular game, please skip ahead to the next entry. Alright, number 10. Hereu, of Final Fantasy V. The noble steed of Alexander Highwind Tycoon, Hereu takes the king to the Wind Shrine after the wind stills. He's stranded upon the mountains until Lena rescues him, then serves in gameplay as a mode of transport. Though Hereu doesn't get much more screen time than that, it's a remarkable introduction to that world, and he remains an example of a steadfast companion. Number 9. Umbra and PNA, of Final Fantasy XV. At first, this pair seems like just a couple of cute background characters, and look at just how cute they are. But they end up serving both an intriguing role in the story, as a link between Noctis and Luna, and also as a clever gameplay mechanic that allows the player to break the fourth wall, jumping around through time and space within this unique fantasy world. Umbra and PNA also embody the central themes of the game that revolve around the yin-yang nature of light and dark. Number 8. Doro of Final Fantasy X, Angelo of Final Fantasy VIII, and Interceptor of Final Fantasy VI. Yojimbo's canine, Doro, proves to be steadfast, remaining with his human even after death. Doro can attack when directed, but his real claim to fame is enthusiastically greeting Yuna while Yojimbo strides menacingly in the background. This is an early example of being able to pet the dog. Rinoa Hartley's loyal companion, San Angelo de Roma, can counterattack, heal party members, and is a particularly hilarious part of Rinoa's limit break. Outside of gameplay, Angelo doesn't get a lot of screen time, but she howls in distress when Rinoa takes an unexpected journey, and stays by her side in the iconic Field of Flowers. Shadow's dog Interceptor, who eats strangers, can block and counter in combat, but more than that, he's got a soft spot for Realm, the little artist girl. He protects Realm from the bombs in the house fire. He leads the heroes to where Shadow is injured in the World of Ruin. He is an honorary returner and helps save the world. Number 7. Boko of Final Fantasy V. Bartz would have refused the call while an evil tree ate the world if not for Boko. Boko is Bartz's companion while he travels the world, but he's injured early on and has to be left behind. Fortunately, Boko is taken in by pirates who nurse him back to health, because that's what pirates do. From then on, through multiple reiterations of both characters, perhaps my favorite being in World of Final Fantasy, Bartz and Boko are inseparable. Best friends through every multiverse. Number 6. Chocolina of Final Fantasy XIII. Zaz Katzroy purchased a chocobo chick for his son, but didn't get to give her to him before, well, that'd be a big spoiler. The chick spends so much of her time in Zaz's hair, staying close to her human companion throughout the adventure. Though she doesn't have a name in the first game, she becomes a traveling merchant and is known as Chocolina later in the trilogy. There's even a variant of her in World of, a super cool variant at that. But really, it's hard to be more of a steadfast companion than literally living on top of the head of your human. Number 5. Ambrosia, Final Fantasy XVI. If saving the cat is a time-honored way to inspire belief in our heroes, surely saving the hero is a surefire way to inspire belief in our companion. Ambrosia is Clive's chocobo steed early in the story and saves him from being squished to death, losing an eye in the process. Spoiler again, but years later, Clive learns of a chocobo called Whiteheart, leader of her flock, who protects the roads around Martha's Rest. I couldn't dare to hope that Ambrosia had survived the night of fire, and I cheered my way through tears when I learned I was wrong, when Clive and Ambrosia were reunited. Number 4. Valfer, Final Fantasy X. More spoilers for the middle of Final Fantasy X, but when Yuna said she could fly, my heart stopped. But she knew she could rely on a friend. Leaping from the balcony, Yuna casts her first summon spell and proves that she can rescue herself. All the Aeons who befriend Yuna have a place in her heart and in ours, but Valfer is special. A great leather-winged bird creature, Valfer is Yuna's first Aeon. She immediately forms a clear and deep bond with the summoner, and therefore with the party. Number 3. Sildra, Final Fantasy V. Sister to Ferris Sherweiss, pirate captain and secret princess, Sildra is a sea dragon who carries the ship when necessary, like if the wind should die. Sildra is lost early in the game, but reappears to make a dramatic rescue from the collapsing Waltz Tower. It's a short-lived reunion, as Sildra sacrifices herself to save Ferris and the Warriors of Light. But, even in death, Sildra's dedication to helping her humans cannot be stopped. Number 2. All the Final Fantasy XIV pets. The absolute phenomenon that is Final Fantasy XIV is positively overflowing with potential pet companions. Whether we are talking about the myriad of creatures that you can call to your side, either as a summoner or scholar, or the completely for aesthetics little plushie toys that can follow you everywhere, or the deep connection you can create with your own chocobo, named and customized however you like. Mine's called Shadow, by the way. There is no end to the amount of time you can spend in this world with your pet friends, and almost no end of the variety of friends you can choose to make. And number 1, Torgal of Final Fantasy XVI. I suppose this means I am saying that Torgal is, in fact, the goodest boy. Maybe recency bias, but I think it's pretty fair to say that Torgal is as ever-present and important to the story as any on this list. In fact, while many might be considered honorary Warriors of Light, there's nothing honorary about Torgal's inclusion. He regularly stands literally as the 4th member in battle, a clear nod to the first game in the franchise, and goes on more missions than Cid or Gav. Torgal, as well as the rest of the pets on this list and all of those in our lives, is an iconic member of the family.